But I actually want to dovetail this conversation with one of the stories that I wanted to cover this morning, which is the 12 HBCUs. When you mentioned North Carolina A&T, the first thing I think of is it's an HBCU, obviously, and 12 HBCUs that have now been hit with bomb threats, one of which is Bethune-Cookman University. That's the university that I attended for several years and marched in the marching band there. It is, there's a lot of ways that we can look at this, Brother Marcus, but you have to, one, look at it through the lens of race, because you just can't ignore the direct line, the racial component of targeting Black colleges and universities, historically Black colleges and universities, and two, a political extension of all this fear mongering around critical race theory.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think even without the recent culture war dust up of critical race theory, HBCUs are still going to be targeted. And I mean, there's some HBCUs that have a majority white, student attendance. And there's something that I talked about this yesterday, and I'd had to ask my audience to just say how many people even went to school that had a bomb threat. And now this is something that is very prevalent in America. I've been attended two different schools that at the time had a bomb threat. Now, did this coincide with finals? Sometimes, yeah. Did it not at all? Sometimes, yeah. Is it scary both times? Absolutely. But the thing with this that we need to focus on is that HBCUs, that's not a regionally specific type of location for colleges. They're spread out pretty much across the East. And when you've got multiple getting these bomb threats, there's really only one way to look at it. It's not this,
that's right,
offhand, hey, this is school in America where people get shot up and there's bomb threats all the time. When it's targeting HBCUs like this, it 100% goes back to the racist narratives that this country's done very little to exercise.
That's right. It's still here, Brother Mac, and it's deeply rooted. And I think about those four brothers at the counter. They were fighting to be able to eat at Woolworths while they were able to shop and get clothes there. It's recent enough that I've shopped at Woolworths, at least now. I mean, in my lifetime, I was able to shop there. But I bring that up because this history is not that long ago, right? We're not talking about, I think sometimes we see black and white photos and we think that it's such a long time ago. But Woolworths is there it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brother Man.
And again, Ben, you have to think about what these four brothers did. I mean, basically, because of what they did on February 1st, 1960, there were over 58 sit-in movements that took place in the South just because of what they did. And then, like I said, what was birthed out of that, and everybody, no matter what college or university they were in, they were just excited that these four brothers had the courage. And then ultimately, all of the A&T Aggies joined in with them. It was just an absolutely incredible situation. And Ben, I want to tell you when it came to an end. So on July 25th, 1960, as a result of their movement, Woolworth lost about $200,000. And today, in 2020 terms, that would equate to about $1.7 million. And so because of the economic loss, the store manager there, a guy named Clarence Harris, decided, look, man, we got to bring this thing to an end. So he took four of his black employees, told them to get out of their uniforms, put on their regular dress clothes, and sit at the counter, and they served them. And that happened on July 25th, 1960.
Wow.
That's what brought that to an end.
I'll say, if I could add, Brother Mac, appreciating that you assembled all this and get to bring this every day. And I just can't help but think about how there's a difference between organizing and mobilizing. I mean, Kwame Ture has a great quote over that. And that's the thing of where, if you're just trying to get something popular to attach to a hashtag, it's only going to get so far. You'll just get something popular. But if you're trying to mobilize people into an effort, into a goal, and I'll even take it recently to the Howard students who were mobilizing to get better housing. And so, that's really the ticket. Is not, how do we get people in action? Because that four people in one booth led to 58 across the nation. And we got to keep.
And Brother Marcus, to think that one of the unsung heroes that we just do not hear about in our history is Brother Lawson. When you look at what James Lawson did at Fisk University, I mean, as part of that Nashville Sit-In movement, he was literally the mentor, the architect behind these great names that you heard. Marion Barry, who went on to become mayor of D.C. John Lewis became a congressman. Diane Nash, who led, was a founder of SNCC, led the Freedom Ride movements, and again, James Bevel. This man was literally training hundreds of great Black leaders. He was an absolutely phenomenal individual.